In a small town in the US, people were warned not to go outside after 10 p.m. They said that if anyone went out at that time, they could encounter a ghost who would decapitate them and hang their heads on poles. For years, the townspeople believed this. However, a young man named Jake didn't believe in such stories. He wanted to find out if the ghost really existed and whether people's lives were at risk if they went out after 10 p.m. The townspeople had often found decapitated heads hanging on poles, and those were people who had gone out at night. Some had to go out due to necessity, like taking a sick person to the hospital. Jake's mother always advised him not to do what others did, but he mocked her warnings. He didn't think there was a ghost. Maybe it was some wild animal attacking people. He thought if the townspeople could catch it, they could solve the problem. One night, Jake decided to sneak out and see for himself. He waited until his family was asleep and quietly left the house. It was cold outside and there was heavy fog. He switched on his flashlight and started walking, carrying a hammer and a knife in case he needed them. As he walked, he saw his sister Emma hiding behind a tree, watching something. Jake went to her and touched her shoulder, causing her to turn around in shock. "Why are you here?" Emma asked. Jake asked the same question, and Emma explained that she was there to find out who was killing people. Jake agreed to join her, and they both decided to explore the forest, where some of the decapitated bodies had been found. In the forest, they met Daniel, another town resident who was also out to discover the truth. After walking for a while, they met Kyle, who had the same purpose. Jake was surprised to see so many people out that night. Daniel shared his story about seeing his father's head on a pole and how he had made it his mission to find and stop the killer. Emma questioned how they could kill the ghost, but Daniel believed there must be a way. They continued through the forest and came across a small cabin in the middle of the woods. Jake knocked on the door, but no one answered. Suddenly, a familiar voice called his name. It was Emma holding a torch. Jake turned around, confused, to find Emma with the others. The voice he heard was from the ghost in disguise. Emma, the ghost, smiled eerily, and her face transformed into that of a wicked woman with long ears and sharp teeth. The ghost revealed its true form, and the group began to run in fear. Jake's heart raced, but they eventually lost the ghost in the jungle and found a cave to hide in. In the cave, they discussed what to do next. Emma blamed Jake for everything that had happened, as it was his idea to go outside. Daniel, Kyle, Jake, and Emma agreed they had to deal with the ghost once and for all. They left the cave and returned to the cabin. Jake opened the door and saw numerous bodies, their heads missing. Emma said the ghost gathered the bodies to gain strength. Jake suggested setting the cabin on fire, but they didn't have a lighter. Instead, he started a fire by rubbing 2 stones together and used a branch to start the fire. As the fire spread, they saw Jake's mother. She scolded them for sneaking out. But then they realized something was off. 2 women appeared, both claiming to be Jake's mother. Jake suspected one of them was the ghost in disguise. He held a torch toward them, and the ghost revealed her true form again. She tried to attack Jake, but Daniel and Kyle stepped in to help. The ghost, now transparent, vanished as the fire consumed the cabin. The ghost screamed, and her body turned to ashes. Relieved, Jake and Emma realized that the ghost had been causing the deaths for years. The ghost's real power came from the cabin, where she collected bodies to become stronger. She had been a practitioner of dark magic before she died and became the shape-shifting ghost. The townspeople were still scared, but Jake and Emma showed them that it was now safe to go outside. They even went back into the forest to find wandering souls and put them to rest. Together with the townspeople, they burned the remaining bodies to free the spirits trapped there. And that's how Jake, Emma, and their friends solved the mystery of the shape-shifting ghost and saved the town from her terror. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more thrilling tales. I also write novels in different genres like sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. If you'd like to check them out, click the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more exciting stories.